You talk about influencers. These are influencers, and they're friends of mine. Jack Posobiec. Where's Jack? Jack, who's done a great job.
All right, Jack Posobiec back live here, Human Events Daily. You know, folks, I've been telling you, pay attention. You got to pay attention to what is happening with the U.S. dollar, the debt, central banks. We know it's all been piling up, and we know, of course, the rise of crypto is out there as well. But let me tell you this. When things get rocky, gold has always been the safe haven. But now gold, it's not just defensive, it's an offensive asset. It's already around $4,000 an ounce, and analysts are forecasting it could go over $5,000. Just by the way, think if you had gotten in when we first started talking about gold and silver and precious metals where they were 4 years ago. So let me tell you, that's why I've been working with my partners at Allegiance Gold for these years. They help you protect your savings and retirement with real physical gold and silver, not paper promises. And right now, Allegiance Gold is making it even better. They'll donate 1% of qualified investments from my audience to Turning Point USA or another great America First organization, in addition to the 1% you already qualify for. So you can protect your wealth and support the movement at the same time. Support TPUSA and protect your own wealth. If you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. The matching, this is just it's a great deal. Don't wait until it's too late. See what's going on with gold today. Call them at 844-577-7676. That is 844-577-7676, or visit protectwithposo.com. Again, protectwithposo.com. Protect your future and stand with me fighting for America. Protectwithposo.com. All right, we got Brandon Straka back on. And Brandon, now what I love about this is that, look, you know, you've taken your hits and you've got back on your feet, and you're getting back in the fight, and you've been in the fight in New York City. You're a New Yorker, of course, and you're saying, you know what, I'm not going to bug out. I'm going down with the ship, or excuse me, I'm going to stand and fight rather than go down with the ship. What are you doing to fight against the Mamdani takeover?
Yeah. So first of all, I want to address that and say that I remain optimistic even at this point, believe it or not. So we began our fight about 4.5 months ago here in New York City. And my team with WalkAway, we built what I believe is the largest anti-Mamdani ground game in New York City. We have 1,000+ volunteers that have signed up over the last 4.5 months. All over the city, we've been doing rallies against democratic socialism, rallies against Zoran Mamdani. We've been also doing open mic street debates, much like you guys at Turning Point have done, going to college campuses. We've done the same thing with WalkAway, but these events have been very successful. And I thought to myself, why are we limiting this to college campuses? Like, we should be getting out and having debates with adults and everyday citizens all the time, everywhere out in the streets. And so when we're doing these rallies, I usually have 3 or 4 of my speakers. We'll get behind a table, pop up a microphone, and encourage everyday New Yorkers to approach the microphone, debate us, ask us questions, have discussions about Zoran Mamdani, about his policies. They've been phenomenally successful, including going to Washington Square Park, which is essentially an NYU campus. And as you're showing there on your screen, I've also been putting out these videos every couple of days or so. These videos were just basically running around New York City, but debunking Zoran Mamdani's policy promises that he's making to people, as well as a lot of the lies of Democrat socialism. As I say, Democrat socialism takes vulnerable people and lies to them. And I think that that's what Zoran Mamdani is doing. But here we are now.
Let me ask you about that real quick. Let me ask you about that, because that's something that we've been, I've been talking with like Steve Bannon about and others. This is sort of the difference between like right-wing populism and MAGA populism versus this, what I call resentment populism, where democratic socialism is like, hey, your life sucks, prices are high, rent is high, housing is expensive, everything's expensive. So let's take it from all those rich white people, and tear it down, and let's blame Israel, let's blame everything under the sun that we can, rather than just try to make things better for everyone. Does that kind of track with what you're seeing?
100% it tracks with what I'm seeing. And in addition to that, I'd say, so what I'm noticing here in New York City, and it's important to remember, obviously, this is a very left-leaning, very liberal city. So people are already sort of programmed to fall into that left-wing ideology in their politics. But I think what I'm seeing in all the conversations I've been having, and I've been talking to many, many hundreds and hundreds of New Yorkers over the last 4.5 months, it's very reminiscent to me about what Donald Trump, the way he appealed with to people in the 2016 election, people who wanted to change, people who thought the system was broken and wasn't working for them. It's absolutely left-wing populism happening here in New York. The difference is what Donald Trump said was, I agree with you, the system is broken, so let's go in and give the system less power. Let's dismantle the system and give the power back to the people. What Zoran Mamdani is saying, I see you, I hear you, I agree with you, the system is broken, so let's give that system more power. Let's give that system more control over your lives. Let's give infinite power to the system. And people, for some reason, are not connecting the dots. And that's what I'm trying to help here in New York, is for people to connect the dots. You're being lied to. You're being deceived. Democratic socialism is going to take the very real pain points that you're describing and make them much, much worse.
I couldn't agree more. That's what happens every single time. And so, yeah, they're going to make it worse for, these target groups, police officers, affluent, middle class. Obviously, if anyone is and the first thing you're going to see, by the way, is anyone who has the money to flee, anyone who has the money to get up and go, they're gone. Right, they are going to jet off down to Florida, or maybe down to Texas, or wherever, Tennessee. Who cares, right? They're going to get out of New York, and you're going to see all that huge financial capital leave. And that's the deal, right? New York is the world's financial capital. But when you start going after those markets, guess what that's going to do? That's going to ruin your tax base. So what do you think that's going to happen to the downstream effects of the secondary and tertiary businesses and communities that operate there, like your East Village, like Greenwich, like everything else? It's all going to be downstream. And it's like, they don't see that because they just think I want someone to fight for me. But the guys like Mamdani, he's smart enough to understand exactly what he's doing. We've got a minute left. Tell people where they can go to get involved.
Please check out walkawaycampaign.com, whether you want to volunteer, whether you want to make a donation to the cause, whether you want to just learn more about what we're doing. We are the largest national movement of former Democrats walking away from the Democratic Party. And we never have stopped. January 6th didn't stop us, didn't slow us down. And I think the future is really bright for the movement. So please get involved with what we're doing. Go to walkawaycampaign.com. And don't give up on New York. We have a week left, and I truly believe we can defeat this guy. We've done some amazing work. The early voting returns are looking really good. Record numbers of people over the age of 55 coming out to vote. That's a very, very positive sign. Do not give up on New York.
That's good. They're not from Mamdani.
That's right.
No, that's actually a really good point. That's actually a really good point. Brandon Straka, God bless you, man. More power to you. I'll see you soon, I'm sure. All right, folks, right back. We're going from New York to New Jersey. Cliff Maloney joins us next.